we have chosen this field. We have chosen to be elected official. This is our job, this is our function to serve our community. But I think that something that needs to be considered when naming a building, a park, whatever the object might be, it has to be considered what the individual actually does beyond the function that we do. Once we've finished our term here as elected officials, what do we give back to the community? What do we really, with our hearts, with our time, with our efforts, say that we want to give back to our city? Because this is our job. It's our job right now. It's a function. It's what we're supposed to do. I think that what we need to consider, and I think that it's something that I would ask for you to think in the future, is that after we complete what we do today, what is it that we're going to, out of our own personal time, out of our own hearts, what are we going to give back to our community? And I think that's really where the value comes in. And if I may, I'll say it in Spanish. Yo creo que nosotros, lo he dicho en el pasado, esta es nuestra función, oficiales electos, escogimos ser oficiales electos, ustedes nos han dado el voto para estar en esta posición, y esta es la función de nosotros, es hacer este trabajo, este es nuestro deber. Yo creo que una persona debemos considerar en el futuro, cuando vamos a darle un nombre a un objeto, un edificio, lo que sea, es tener seriamente considerar qué hizo esa persona después de esa función. ¿Qué hizo la persona después que terminó de ser un oficial electo? ¿Qué ha hecho para la comunidad? ¿Qué le ha dado para atrás a la comunidad, la cual ha recibido tanto sobre ella? Yo creo que ahí viene la parte importante de cuando vamos a nombrar cualquier objeto allá afuera, en el futuro, es tomar en consideración qué hizo esa persona de su propio corazón, de su propio tiempo y su voluntad para esa comunidad que le ha dado tanto a ella. Y eso es la concentración y la manera que yo miro esta resolución. Gracias.
Yeah. I just want to make a couple of comments on this item, and it's going to be pretty much the same comment, I guess, for the rest of the items, because that's how I feel about it. I've expressed it to the press in the last few days. I always feel that the achievement of the person should be recognized at the end of their lifetime, based on their lifetime. But I think the most important thing that the Council Vice President said today was the one thing that I hold to heart, which is the reason we chose these positions, that we chose to run for these positions, are specifically because we wish to serve the public. And I think that the most important part, and at least the commitment that I made 28 years ago, it's been a long time, but I made it 28 years ago, is specifically to continue being who I am. And I'm exactly like any one of you. And the job that I'm here to do is only to make it easier for everyone else, not to be recognized within this lifetime or any other. That's why I'm supportive of this. I think that I personally don't need to feel recognized for anything that I've done in 28 years, and I think that that's what we chose to do. That's the reason why we chose this type of job. This is a job, but you have to hold it also as something that you love in order to do it well. And that's how I feel about it. I'm going to say it in Spanish also. Yo creo que lo más importante, y reitero mis comentarios a la prensa en los últimos días, donde especifiqué que yo creo que el legado de una persona se debe de determinar y se debe reconocer al final de su vida. Ahora, diciendo esa parte, estoy de acuerdo con el vicepresidente en sus comentarios, que nosotros escogimos esto como un trabajo, como algo que queríamos hacer. Yo aún lo llevo un poquito más allá, porque hace 28 años que yo hice el compromiso de siempre mantenerme siendo la misma persona. O sea, igual que todos ustedes, no mejor que ustedes. Y para mí es sumamente importante que no haga falta reconocerlo a uno, sino reconocer que la labor de nosotros lo disfruten ustedes, no que tengamos que reconocernos a nosotros mismos. Por lo tanto, yo le apoyo al alcalde en este tema y en todos los demás que le siguen.
One that I already know the answer to, but I just wanted to be certain of this because it's important to stay on the record. Mayor, I just wanted to make sure this is applicable, the names of the buildings, so, you know, a governing body had, you know, overseen, watched over the creation of a building and they have a plaque, the plaque's not going to be touched.
Now, the plaque, if something is built,
Mhm.
and that plaque is there to commemorate that thing, but there's a difference between a plaque than, than a building, the name of a building.
Precisely my point.
I don't remember when this was built. Does anybody remember when this building was built? It's got a flag. I think every.
Yeah, it's right there.
71. What is it?
71.
Right, and so everything has a plaque. That's not,
That's precisely my point. I mean, you see why, someone or any individual should get more recognition than that alone. I see that as enough, and to be quite honest, since I've been serving on this council, and as recently as yesterday and last week, and my assistant George could attest to this, we had someone in our office talking about a time where plaques were destroyed to erase the memories of certain events. So, I'm glad that that's not
Julio
happening.
Martinez.
And I'm glad that we're doing right and, not being elected officials and not being politicians, being public servants, and making that very clear. And that's what we are. Thank you.
Thank you both.
No? Is there a motion on item Y? Motion by Councilwoman Cuefuentes, is there a second? Second by Councilman Carrigal. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Fuentes? Yes, ma'am. Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Lozano?
Yes.
Ms. Casa Munoz?
Yes.
Mr. Carrigal?
Yes, ma'am.
Motion carries, the item is approved.
Vamos a continuar con la Z, item Z. Vamos a continuar.
Proposed resolution making a County of Florida Resolution 05141 passed on December 14, 2005.
Is it open to the public?
It's not specific. Is there a way to make a comment? It's not.
You will have to leave it for comments and questions because we're really still on agenda items.
It's a reference.
Is that okay?
coming up.
Yeah. Usually agenda items, we don't really open to the public.
On the second hearing, you're supposed to.
Within your discretion, but you should have the item read in first and have the comments. You haven't read the item
The
yet.
second time you're
You
supposed
just
to.
read in C?
Item Z.
Okay.
We'll do it at the end of the items. We'll do it at the end of the items.
Because it's not specific to the item.
Mayor?
No, you have to read it.
I already read it.
Oh, read. Again, I think that we said enough on all these.